This is Tim Bryce with my column entitled High School Graduation. Where do I go from here? Before graduating from high school, you will hopefully have a game plan as to how you're going to lead your life. Maybe you sought advice from your parents, a trusted guidance counselor, a teacher, or a close friend. Perhaps you also attended a college recruiting session, visited a campus, a trade school, or a military advisor. And hopefully you started investigating these options in your junior year or earlier. Unfortunately, some people do not. Their path is perhaps dictated by their parents, or you have no plans at all and will likely drift aimlessly away. A lot of this depends on your maturity and an understanding of who you are and where you want to go. Because parents typically guide us in our journey, there are many who just go on autopilot and do not really think about their future. Back in the days of the draft, you either knew where you were going with your life after high school, or the military would make the decision for you. Going in the military is not a bad option, as many young people have no sense of direction following graduation. The service can give them a sense of purpose, structure, and organization. For example, I had friends return from Vietnam who finally knew who they were and what they wanted to do, and pursued their dreams with passion. We also want to be cognizant of the fact our career paths may very well twist and turn over time. Regardless of what we initially set our sights on, conditions may change and we may find ourselves following a completely different track. Some of the best systems analysts I've met over the years did not graduate with a degree in computing or information technology. Instead, they had backgrounds in library science or music. It is usually during the senior year when our elders admonish us to shoot for the stars. Translation, push yourself, which I happen to agree with. However, our dreams must be tempered by reality. For example, I know a young man who wanted to pursue a music career. It was his dream to play in a symphony, and in the end, he was perfectly capable of doing so. However, it didn't exactly work out that way for him. He received a bachelor's degree in music before going on to graduate school, where he earned a master's degree. Today, he works at a men's warehouse and is saddled with a substantial college debt. He hasn't given up on his dream yet, but the reality of a limited market and the economics of a college loan altered his plans. When making your plans, consider both the costs involved and the benefits derived from these different career paths. First, let's talk about dropouts. Well, there are of course no costs involved, other than you will likely become a ward of the state or a drain on your family. It's also hard to find a job that pays well without a high school or a GED diploma. Next, we have high school and the GED. Again, no costs are involved, but your career path is limited to modest jobs unless you happen to start a business of your own. Next, we have trade schools. Trade schools are a viable alternative for a lot of people who do not have the economic resources for college, but know precisely the type of job they want, such as technicians, machine tools, automotive service, plumbing, computers, heating and air conditioning, golf, hotel management, etc. There's actually a lot of certification programs to choose from, and most pay well. Costs vary based on the program and location, but figure approximately $10,000 for a 2-year program. Next, there's the military. There are no costs involved here other than your time. You won't become a millionaire, but you can earn a decent wage. According to militarypaychart.us, the average serviceman is paid $18,000 to $25,000 depending on rank. Of course, this will go up if you make a career out of the military. Officers make much more, which is a good reason to attend officer candidate school or a military academy. ROTC in college isn't bad either. The post-911 GI Bill also provides the means to pay for your college tuition if you are so inclined. A 36-month hitch in the service will pay 100%. In the meantime, you will learn new skills, discipline, organization, and gain a sense of purpose. Next, we come to college, and let's begin with community colleges and associate's degrees. Community colleges offer the ability to obtain an associate's degree. It's also a good way to determine if you are college material, and relatively inexpensive to boot. According to the College Board, in-state students currently pay $3,131 a year on the average. That's $6,262 total. The professors and instructors are certainly qualified to teach, but are likely not of the caliber of a full 4-year institution. Fortunately, your credits earned here can be transferred to a four-year college if you are so inclined, but check with the institution for details. Next, we have state schools and bachelor's degrees. Again, according to the College Board, the cost for a four-year college education for in-state students is $8,655 annually. Basically, you are looking at a $35,000 investment. Out-of-state students will pay more, $21,706 annually, approximately $87,000. Now the next question is, how will this be paid? By your parents, or are you going to need a college loan? In other words, this is becoming an expensive proposition. Can you honestly justify why you want to go to this school? If you're going to pay a lot for your education, do not go into it half-hearted. Four-year colleges offer good instruction and allows the student to focus on their studies without having to move from one campus to another. Next, we have private colleges and bachelor's degrees. Again, according to the College Board, the average cost for a four-year degree in a private college is $29,056 annually. That's right, in excess of $116,000. In addition to a good education, attendance at private schools look better on a resume and can help you network with the right people. Again, big bucks are involved here. Who is going to pay? And are you really up to the task? And finally, we have graduate school. Should you wish to pursue a master's degree, a PA, or a PhD, be prepared for substantial costs. Most master's and PA degrees cost approximately $50,000. Medical physician degrees can cost upwards to $100,000 to $200,000, if not more, depending on the specialty. You better be confident of what you are doing if you are pursuing such a career path. In addition to paying such exorbitant fees, many big businesses offer assistance as they want to help their employees grow and develop into better workers. Such programs are definitely worth checking out. Your continuing education is not an inexpensive proposition. Many young people do not understand the economic implications and find themselves shackled in debt for years. So much so, college debt recently exceeded credit card debt in this country, which is mind-boggling. In other words, as a graduating high school senior, it is time to do some serious soul searching. Do you really know where you want to go? Something you should be cognizant of at all times. It is your life, not your parents' or anyone else's. If your family can help you, great. If they cannot, where do you want to go and how do you plan to get there? Ideally, everyone must lead a worthy and meaningful life. It is also more important to find a career as opposed to just a job. But necessity may dictate you do otherwise, which is why people find themselves moving in another direction as opposed to their original goal. One last note. There is nothing requiring you to pursue higher education. Attending school in your youth may have been mandated by the state, but now you are grown and legally on your own. Whereas the taxpayer had been footing the bills for your education, it is now up to you. This means attending college or a trade school is not a right, but a privilege. Don't blow it. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.